I'm Eva.
I'm Greg. I'm from the Canada region. Woo! Yes. I would say it's the top rising region in the world. Yeah. We use that a lot.
Come closer, Canada.
Absolutely.
And I am from the Northeast, which you already heard earlier today.
That's right. And if you guys want to make nice little colorful slides for your regions like this, you can. It's very easy.
Yep. Click, click, click.
Yep.
Just use the right colors. So what do we do?
Yeah. You know, as GDG organizers, we're here to do one thing. We're here for developers first, right? That's kind of why we all came here. We were excited about something, probably tech-related, if I had to guess, probably Google-related, and we wanted to share that with other people.
Sounds good. Have you all been inspired today? Yes. I like to think that one of the things we do is inspire others. Bless you.
Absolutely. And of course, we want to share our knowledge, so help to educate other people. And, you know, maybe even get them to go off and try and build something on their own. And then maybe later on, if they're building something that's really cool and it's picking up a little bit of steam, potentially actually go off and scale that and put it like something like a Google scale, which of course would be kind of an odd concept for many people. And then finally, we want to do that
together, because it's better together.
It's better together.
I think we learned that by now.
That's right.
Yeah. Better together. Team. Why team?
This is our chance to plug the fact that you can speak at our Dev Fests.
And that if you have a team to support you, somebody will catch the fact that the letter E is missing.
That's right.
We only had one. So this is not Dev Fest, I guess it's Dev Fast or Dev Fist or Dev Fast, or whatever you want. Dev Fist.
So we tricked you with that one. We got another one coming anyways.
That's what it's for, Dev Fist. Superheroes. Why team? Because we are superheroes. We know that, right? As GDG organizers, we're superheroes. So we know that this is a safe room. Therefore, Wonder Woman was able to come without her disguise. She came today as her true identity, her true self. Woo!
And Rio brought the tiniest of capes.
Yes. But Wonder Woman, even you get tired sometimes, don't you? Not really. She's just absolutely amazing. I get tired. Why do we get tired? Oh, I do. Do you?
Yeah, there's like a ton of stuff to do. Like even during this diversity and inclusion talk, I had like 50 things that I wrote down, like not doing that. Or sorry, I am not currently doing that, would love to do that, but it's another thing that I've got to figure out how to do, right? Sorry, that came out way the wrong way. All right, well, we'll have a talk.
Team. We support each other.
Yeah. But there's like, you know, it's like getting food together, right? That in itself is like a job for one person, you know? And on the day of the event, last thing you want to be doing is worrying about things like cutlery, you know? And there's just 100 things. What else is there?
I don't know, but when we ran out of cutlery, Rafael went and got some from the other room. He found some magically in some hidden campus room. I don't know. Mics, audio. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, setting up the venue. You're going to do communications, outreach. You know, even sending the emails to the speakers takes time. Like it's not like this is free. Everything that we do has a cost, and the cost is our time. And so the problem with that is that we only have a finite amount of time. So
we're already behind schedule.
Yeah, we're way behind schedule.
You know what the things are that we all need to do every time.
Yep.
So, click. Burnout is real. That's why we need a team. Diversity is strength. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to have a diversity on your team, both in terms of gender, ethnicity.
And not just gender and ethnicity, right?
Of course.
Big, tall, short, small.
Experts, beginners. You know, even people on my team that aren't even really in tech at all, but they came along because they're interested in helping us build our community.
Young, old, timid, bold.
Oh, I like that.
Long-term skills or brand new, everyone, me and you.
100% she just made that up just now, which is incredible.
It's the tiredness. I tend to rhyme.
And the key here is that motivation doesn't always come from within. I mean, there's a lot you can do to throw cold water on your face in the morning, get out of bed, but sometimes you really just want to sleep in. Like, when do you want to sleep in?
I don't sleep.
Oh yeah, you have kids. I want to sleep in the day after every single event that I ever hold.
I just want silence for about 15 minutes with my eyes shut, but not sleeping.
Yeah,
Motivation for me came from everyone here today.
that's right. And finally, of course, we want to make sure that we are building a sustainable community. We know that things change. The thing about everything is that entropy is involved in every single thing that we do. Eventually, something's going to break down. Maybe I break my leg and I can't organize for 3 months. Maybe I move away because I get a new job somewhere. So ultimately, what we want is a sustainable community that can survive us and that can outlast us. Maybe it's a thing that we look at as a legacy, but mostly we just want it to continue on. The value that we've created, there's no point in losing all of that just because we're a single superhero just doing our own thing.
Lean on me. We can continue the karaoke later.
So how do you rally heroes to your cause? So you're a lone superhero. You might have started GDG on your own. Maybe you have another superhero with you, but how do you get more superheroes to come along and be part of this A-team?
You share your mission.
You know what?
Oh, go for it.
No, you go for it.
We're going to do a little activity on what our mission is. We started the day off with our goals. Okay? So what's your mission, Greg?
So actually, we talk about our vision a lot, which is to build a world-class developer community solving problems at scale in Calgary. And I share that everywhere. Literally, the very first time I talk with almost anybody, I share that. How about you? What's your mission?
Bring tech to the Bronx.
Fantastic.
That's why we started GDG Bronx. So turn to your neighbors, please, in one sentence or...
2 sentences.
Yeah, 2, but not more. Why did you start your GDG, your initial mission?
You can take a second to think about it and then share, or you can just blurt it out. And so we've shared individually to other people, but share just to the person next to you.
Or if you didn't start it, why did you join it?
Yes.
Who's ready to share their mission? Go for it.
Praful.
Okay, so do I have to share my values?
Just your vision or mission. Yep.
My mission is to help bring more tangible outcomes in our community. By tangible outcomes, I mean more certified developers, more someone maybe writing an app, building an app, or starting a company. Try to help get as much tangible outcome as possible within the community.
Thank you.
Big round of applause for Praful.
2 more.
We have one more.
1 more. Getting my exercise.
Mine was, there's this, one of the long-standing DG groups, one of the organizers was starting to burn out. And he was such a staple in the community, a staple for the meetup group, that I ended up just like stepping up and trying to do more for the group, just to, like I loved what he did, and I think having that extra help, he didn't ask for it, but like having that extra help kind of invigorated him, and now he's like, you can see the second wind and everything. And it just kind of made me realize, like, oh yeah, that's why I stepped up, I guess. I never really thought about it.
We have
Thank
a
you.
couple slides about you as a person. Generally speaking.
Do we?
Thank you very much. Thanks to both of you. And so just remember that your vision helps to drive this developer journey. So the journey looks like this. I guess we can walk through it. The whole idea here is that in order to get anyone to come along for the ride with you, it's the same thing, to be honest, it's the same thing as getting a teammate as it is to bring people into your community. The first thing you have to do is invite. We do that as a community by starting a meetup group, but we do that as organizers in a slightly different way. And then the whole idea here is let's inspire our developers, bring them together in different circumstances and scenarios and situations that they can intermingle. That'll allow them to hopefully go off and initiate their first project or try their first thing out. Because really, most people are they're interested, maybe they've done some stuff, maybe they haven't, but get them to do one more thing or try their first thing. Maybe iterate, take that thing and try it out. Maybe work with the community now, and we run through that. And then that gives us an opportunity to pull them back in, right? When we can see that they're going off and trying things, we can say, what did you learn about that? Would you be interested in sharing your learnings? And that gets them to now be standing up in front of the group and being that person. And that is that sort of path to innovation. At that point, they typically become influencers. They're the ones that are now pulling it in instead of just you going out there and pulling people in. They're now pulling people in. So your reach extends. And this journey goes around like this. And the interesting thing is that anyone that's further along in this journey is inspiration for anyone that's further back in the journey. They do look up, like you mentioned. You saw that person and you looked up to them. And so there's always someone in front of us. Doesn't matter where we are. And so as developers, we want to make sure, as GDG organizers, make sure that we can follow the journey through and help people to take each step. The other last thing about this is that each one of these things gives us an opportunity to hold a different event around these things. Can we inspire someone? Can we showcase someone? Can we bring people together? Can we show a little bit of innovation that's happened, right? And so it gives us an opportunity for different events as well.
Haha.
So?
Superheroes and sidekicks.
What's the difference?
Well, they're very similar, but there are some differences. Generally, superheroes have more powers? Oh, darn. Did anybody hear anything I just said?
Yeah.
All right, so if the recording doesn't catch it, we'll just repeat it.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, live.
I need a superhero pose. Okay, we're not supposed to do those in public. So take initiative, right? Superheroes do that, so do sidekicks. We all want to give back. Great, check mark. Voicing our opinions as superheroes, as sidekicks, in a polite way, of course. Making suggestions. Maybe we should do this next time another way. Now, those are for both superheroes and sidekicks. We said superheroes have more powers than sidekicks. They are able to see the vision. They understand it a little bit better than your ordinary volunteers. And they get promoted to superheroes. They'll seize the opportunity. They know how to improve things. Instead of coming to, can you help me figure out how to fix this problem at your major dev fest right now? That's an emergency when you have 70,000 major emergencies. They're just fixed. Then they're like, guess what? I fixed that. Okay, we're good. Fixed, good. Those are superheroes. Sometimes sidekicks and superheroes are very, very similar. And we like to promote our sidekicks into the superhero role, which is GDG organizer.
How many of you have someone in your meetup group that is coming to you and giving you feedback or suggestions or saying, what about this topic? You know, we probably all have those people. Key thing there is, again, that's feedback, and we can take that feedback and we can say, that's really awesome. Tell me more about that, you know, and dig into it a little bit with them. And then that gives you an opportunity to start that conversation. Likely, if that happens a few times, those people will maybe step up at some point and say, you know what, I've given you a lot of feedback. Maybe I should go off and fix that problem, present on that thing. So that's your sort of onboarding ramp to identify people that you can bring on as volunteers, but also identify people you can bring on as sort of your main organizers. And so we wanted to highlight that for you.
Hopefully you're visualizing your superheroes and your sidekicks right now.
You probably have them in your mind right now.
Doing superhero poses.
Yeah.
Leading the A-team are superheroes, are sidekicks.
So one of the key things here is take your vision and always translate into the tactical. There's usually two groups of people in any organization, the people that can really get the vision really well and the people that can really execute on the tactical things that need to be done to achieve that vision. The challenge for most people, though, is that not everyone's really good at seeing the vision that you have and directly tying it down to something that they're doing on the ground. And so as a GDG organizer, as as a leader of your community, when you're pulling people along, you always have to make sure that you connect those two things together. So if they're doing a task, you don't just leave them hanging out there doing that task. You have them understand why that task is important. You know, why do we reach out to members when they join the group? The reason we do that is because we want them to feel included. We want them to know that we're here, that it's not just a faceless mass. We want them to feel comfortable. We want to highlight some things that maybe they didn't know when they first joined the group, right? So there's always a reason why we do things, and so it's really important to help connect those things that we do to what our vision is. And if that is, bringing tech to the Bronx, that can be an overall vision, and your tactical things down here, but we always need those connection points in between.
I gave you the clicker.
Oh, sure. So,
Clarifying roles and making responsibilities meaningful. We all do stuff, but we need to know what it is that each person's going to do and when to do it. When someone falls down, God forbid they break their leg, I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't happen. I will carry you, however. The other one knows when to pick it up, where to pick it up from, and where to take it to. So it's very important to define a process, clarify the roles and responsibilities for whomever.
and that's sort of one of those things where a lot of times this stuff lives in your head, right? We know intrinsically what to do and how to do it. Ultimately, that's going to be your point of weakness. So the more that we get that out, the more we document it. Documentation is a dirty word for most developers. But however, the more we do that, the better and easier it gets to run. Because then we can hand someone something, and at least that conversation starts there. They can go consume that and come back and ask questions for anything that's remaining.
Empathy. Reaching out to others, our team members. We go through hard times together. Fun times, but hard times. There's a lot to do. We're tired. We enjoy being tired. And when the event is over, we don't want to forget about our teammates. Reach out to them, say hello, hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on in your personal life if you have that type of relationship? Or what's going on in your job life? And just check in with them every so often, even if you're not planning a big event. Show them you care for them as a person too, not just as, let's make this event amazing.
It's really nice to hear from someone in between the events as opposed to just like the day of. So those two things they can play, or those things they play into delegation. All of this stuff leads up, and ultimately as a or as an organizer, one of the key things that we can learn is how to delegate effectively. I'm just going to be honest, I'm not really good at delegation. I'm really good at doing lots of things and doing them all. And so this is something that I can really work on. But certainly we want to make sure that delegation, again, is always vision-oriented. So when we delegate, people understand the flow from the vision to the thing that they're doing. And that it's tactical. It's discreet enough that they can go do it and feel comfortable and confident doing it. And then we pay attention to the capabilities that they have, because we don't want to overwhelm people, right? If they don't have the time to spend working on something, guess what? They're a volunteer, just like us. However, we're in a little bit different position than they are. So, obviously we don't want to bog people down, burn them on another. And of course that plays into time frames, making sure that we're clear about when we need things done and the time frames that we want them done in. And so those are sort of some of the tips for delegation.
Definitely balancing the responsibilities, the capabilities, our own and our time frames. So once in a while, things come along in our life that we can't handle everything, or our other co-organizers can't handle everything. Figure out the correct balance. Only you know what's right for your community at that moment. You've been working with them short or long term, and building that relationship using empathy, you can determine what is right at the right time, even when the going gets tough.
That is true. All right, so now we're going to demystify what a superpower actually is. We've got our superheroes, and what is a superpower? And how do we put all of this together to actually advance our communities? From the perspective of our teams, right? Our teams are one of those key enablers of the rest of the community. If their team's not good, guess what? So.
What?
Eva.
No, I can't. I can't handle this.
This is a truth bomb. So, the sad thing is that superpowers don't actually exist, and I'm really sorry. I'm not looking at anyone in the crowd, actually, but superpowers don't exist. And we lied to you.
And you lied to me.
I'll help you out.
Thanks. Teamwork.
So, what is a superpower then? If superpowers don't exist, then what is a superpower? We like to say that superpowers are actually just a combination of people, process, and technology. And the reason why we say that is because these are things like superpowers are something that like lives out there. It's like it's not really attainable to ever have a superpower. It's like I'm not Spider-Man for a reason, you know, or Wonder Woman for a reason. Lots of reasons. But the key thing here is that we want to demystify this, meaning we want to make it possible for anyone to have a superpower of sorts. And so people, process, and technology are the way to do that. So,
How do we leverage technology, people, and process? How do we move our community to the next level? I'm curious. Can you tell us, Greg?
yeah, that's really what we're all about here. So there's 4 themes related to this. And so if you take we'll take these 3 things, people, process, and technology, and the nexus of those things make up the theme. So between technology and people is learn, and between people and technology is lead, and then between technology, then we have scale and deliver. And so the idea here is that these 4 themes, we can focus in any one of these areas, and that'll help us to move things forward with our team. So for instance, if we're struggling with our team not knowing how to do things, it's probably likely that we need to do some upskilling and some training in the learn area. Okay.
We like to learn, right?
Yep.
And teach.
That's
I wasn't
right.
sure if we were on 4 themes or three
4
categories.
themes, and then there's 3
3
phases.
phases, I can't
and
see.
so depending on where your community is in its development, you may be very tactical about this. So upskilling might just mean sharing your knowledge with someone about a process that you're running. Strategic might be actually writing that process down so that it's easier for them to consume on their own time instead of at the exact moment that you need it. And transformational might be changing that process and changing the way that the team consumes that process so that they can really work well with it. And so the 4 themes in the 3 phases can help you to move your team forward and help to upskill them. And so I'll let you talk about learning a little bit.
Okay, so I said we like to learn, we like to teach, and it's not just our community members that need to learn, it's also our co-organizers and us as a team. We need to learn how to work together. Superpowers kind of do exist then, don't they, Greg?
Yeah, I think the more we learn to work together, the faster we'll be, the stronger we'll be, and the better we'll be.
So it wasn't a lie. Oh, thank goodness.
So we have learned. So the quality and scale of the learning programs we have in place. So the better our programs that we have within our team to help onboard people and help them learn, the better our organizer team will be.
So we need to lead. And we can lead from underneath and support. We can lead by sharing vision out in front. And we can lead by being side by side, holding each other.
That's right. And all of these ways of leading help us to be more collaborative, more cross-functional, and help us to build motivation within our team members and support them.
Scale. We can use different tools so that we can become more robust and scale, move with the times, grow our groups, grow our knowledge, grow our superpowers.
That's right. And so in terms of scale, it's a combination of process and technology, right? And so how many people use something like a Trello board to sort of keep track of tasks? Hey, that's really good. So anyone that doesn't use a Trello board or doesn't have a way of managing tasks or understanding what needs to be done when, turn around to someone. Can you put your hands back up with the Trello boards? Turn around to one of those organizers and just ask them about that. It's really, really effective. You don't have to use Trello. There's lots of ways to do this, but the key thing here is that scale, by investing a little bit in the platforms and technology, it allows us to move more quickly and create better systems for our team to work within. If we create these boxes, if we create the systems for our teams to work within, it makes it a lot easier for them to work effectively.
You mentioned Trello. If you speak Greek, Trello means crazy. It prevents us from going crazy with all the things we need to do. There, learning some language too.
I was not expecting that.
I wasn't either.
And so in terms of the phases, in the tactical phase, as organizers, when you first start out, you're really just trying to get one event on the ground per month, right? Like everyone's been there. They know what it feels like. And so tactically speaking, that's a different place than someone who is in the transformational phase of their sort of community development. And so it's good to recognize where you are, because then it helps you to understand the things that you can focus on in that phase. And so, there's no provision for scale, and that's okay. You don't need to worry about, being a 3,000 person community if you're just trying to get one event out and get 10 people to show up. There's nothing wrong with that. And so we want to make that an okay place for you to be.
I think I understand why most superheroes fly. It's more efficient.
That's right. I 100% agree. In the strategic phase, we're starting to bring together our processes, people, and technology to empower our team to move faster and better. And so the events are sort of considered with a little bit more of a view to the future, right? More of the vision comes into play there. And the change comes when we start to focus on the people and upskilling our team, working with our team closely, and the processes that surround all the many things that we do. Essentially at this point, our team is becoming more efficient, and they're more competent in actually delivering things together. Before, we always had one superhero, right? And as we build a team, we start to have a collection of superheroes, and we all get good at it.
What do superheroes have? Superpowers. With a variety of superpowers, we have a better team.
That's right. And then the transformational phase, and there are some communities and community organizers in the group that may fall into this category. The focus shifts towards data and more pulling data in to understand the community better. The team and the processes are being transformed, and the value creation goes from a one-person value creation or a two-team value creation to a many-to-many relationship, where it's actually the community that creates a lot of the value for the community. And most of what we do is actually just facilitate that. And so, again, depending on where you are and where your development is, it's okay to be exactly where you are. Just know that there's a path forward, as well as it's okay to be where you are.
Thank you.
Thank you.